If you ever suffer a serious accidental injury, you'll need an attorney in the complicated field of personal injury litigation. Mark T. Freely, a resident of Long Island's North Shore, is that attorney. Mark Freely has practiced personal injury litigation for over 20 years and is the managing partner of a prestigious Long Island personal injury law firm. Mark and his firm have successfully won thousands of accident and injury claims for their clients. Mark T. Freely, Long Island's North Shore injury lawyer. The experience you need, the results you deserve.
Hi, I'm Mark Freely, the North Shore injury lawyer, and today I'm going to talk to you about the nuts and bolts of a trial in Suffolk County. The trial of a personal injury action in Suffolk County, I should say. In Suffolk County, we have a bifurcated trial system, which means there are two separate parts of the trial. The first part deals solely with liability. So let's say that the verdict came out, the defendant was 80% at fault, and the plaintiff was 20% at fault. That would be the verdict on the liability phase of the trial. And then the second phase of the trial, which is the damages portion, would then begin, meaning what physically happened to the plaintiff, what doctors and tests, how did it affect their life, the pain and suffering. And for me, pain and suffering is really about loss of enjoyment of life or loss of quality of life. It's how your life was affected. How is your life different than when it was before the accident? They would have to decide, well, what is the value of not being able to wake up each day and do the things that bring joy to you? I mean, for me, that's what life is about. And you're going to have pain, and you can take medication for that. But if you still can't do the things that make you happy, that's what the jury has to put a value on. And that's a hard job. And they're going to hear from the doctors about what the injuries were. And they may hear from a vocational expert to say that the plaintiff can't do the job they used to do. And then the economist will project what the future value of those lost wages are. We'll also may present a life care planner during the damages portion of the trial, who will review all the medical records, examine the plaintiff, and tell the jury, this is what this person likely will need in the future to get through their injuries. And the economist will also testify about the future value of that treatment. And so the verdict sheet will have different categories. It will have past pain and suffering, future pain and suffering. The next set of questions would be past loss of wages and future loss of wages. And then the next two classes of questions would be past medical expenses and future medical expenses. And basically 6 categories of damages. And the jury has to fill in amounts for each of those, and then come up with a total verdict. And then we take that verdict and then we offset it by any percentage of liability the plaintiff was found to be at during the first part of the trial. So if the plaintiff was found to be 20% at fault, 20% of the verdict will be reduced by 20%. And that's how we have a trial in Suffolk County.